Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about what happens when you get an internet lead and what. So I'm going to kind of go through how I develop my online lead, nurturing and engagement process. So we'll start my slideshow here and then cool. So now we got an internet lead. Now what? So it's no secret, online leads can be tricky. They do take a little bit longer to convert and it requires a little bit more hands-on nurturing than leads from other sources. This is because online home shoppers are generally further out in the process before they're ready to purchase. That's why it's critical to have a system in place to engage with new leads as soon as they register on your site. But imagine if you had the right process in place to strategically engage, qualify, nurture, and convert those leads. They're one of the easiest ways to continue on with that. The first thing we need to do is develop a process. So first step in developing my process was thinking about how I was going to plan on engaging with the leads. Was it going to be email, text, call, or what should I do to start with? What I found most effective for me was to text or email first, then to call. I would first leverage the consistency and high open rates of a text message and email to start the conversation, and then get the lead to engaged and build a little bit of trust before I would call them. To ensure this, I would also have an email autoresponder set up as soon as possible so that there was speed to lead. So basically, I'm reaching them out right as soon as they register for the site. It's important for online leads that we get them engaged as soon as possible because that will increase your lead conversion rate. And it's also important to offer abundance of value. So that, it's information that they care about, ideally, stuff that they want to know about it and be on hand quickly to answer their questions and requests. Some of the examples of things that you can offer in your communications are listings matching their search criteria, especially new listings, neighborhood information, quality of school district, crime rates, proximity to shopping and entertainment, local housing trends, housing affordability, availability for types of listings that they're interested in, mortgage information, how to get approved, and mortgage rate trends, walkthroughs of the home buying process. For sellers, what the current value of their home, local housing market trends, will their home sell for more, faster, in the future, or the opposite, the affordability and availability of the type of home they want to purchase next, and then walkthroughs of the home selling process. And then the next thing we need to consider is how to brand and personalize all of the communications. So consumers are consistently inundated with sales pitches and marketing. That's why it's critical to approach a new lead with the right language. So I like to start with a personal touch and address the lead with their first name. You're going to also want to introduce yourself and establish your brand from the get-go. And if you have insights from your IDX website, then you can reference what they've been searching for. And then here's an example plan to get the lead to respond and let you know what their search criteria is. So once we have a search criteria, we would stop this plan. So like I said before, as soon as they register, we would reach out to the new lead, introduce ourselves, and I would do this by having an auto email responder as soon as they register. So it would kind of look like something like this. First name, how can I help? Thanks for registering for whatever website domain name, about Calgary homes for sale. My name is introduce yourself. And then are you interested in touring any of my listings that you saw on the website this upcoming weekend? I can schedule showings for those listings and answer any questions you have about the home buying process. In the meantime, if you reply to the email with your desired price and range and location, we'll send over a custom list. Look forward to hearing from you. So that's kind of where it starts in terms of the first step. The next thing that I would be doing is sending out create a custom save search. So basically, no matter what happens, doesn't matter if I get a hold of them or they respond, I set them with a general Calgary search. And then that gives me a reason to touch base later, which is kind of the next part of it. So the next day, I would send them a text or an email that says, thanks for registering on my website again. Do you want to learn more about Calgary homes for sale? Is there something in particular you're curious about? So that'd be kind of day 1. Day 3, I'd be sending another text if I haven't heard back from them. I've emailed you some listings. That's where the save search comes in because I've been touching base with them. So at least I reach out and I'll say, I've emailed you some listings, anything of interest. If not, let me know your desired price range and location, and I'll send you a custom list. So basically, my whole goal with this is to get them to email me back or call me back or text me back with a list of their search criteria so that we can refine their search for them. And then on day 7, now if I still haven't heard back from them, this is where I'd reach out to them, and if I have access to what they've been looking at, or if I've seen what they came to the website on, I would be sending them a listing or two that says, hey, saw this listing, thought of you, what do you think? So that kind of helps me engage with them again, and hopefully they call me back. If they still haven't, that's next on day 10, that's when I phone them. And I'll say, thanks for registering last week. I saw you were looking at, Calgary homes or whatever it was that they were looking at. And I just wanted to reach out and see if there's anything I can do to help you out. In the meantime, I've already set up a save search on my site, so you should be seeing new listings the day they hit the market. Is there anything that is catching your eye? Or if not, let me know your desired price range and location, and I'll send over a custom list. So if by 2 weeks in, if I still haven't heard from them, I'm going to send them another note here quick note just to say, we haven't connected. Do you still want to learn about it? So hopefully, see what happens from there. Day 21, basically another call. Hopefully we can get them on the phone and take it from there and see what happens. So just try not to be too sales pitchy. It's kind of offering something of value. So it'd be whether they need market stats or whatever it is. We'll kind of take it from there. And then day 28, that is when we start kind of we decide whether to put them on a long-term drip or not. So this is where I would make another call. So it's time to call the lead again. And you're going to come up with any excuse to reach out and just to say hello, even if the excuse is just to say that you wanted to reach out and say hello. If you haven't heard back from the lead at all, you might want to let them know that this is the last time you reach out by phone, but you'll continue to share properties and helpful information to their email and through the websites. And then if I don't get them on the phone, I'm definitely going to follow up with a follow-up message, either through email or text, that basically reiterates the same message. I'm also going to feel free to remind the client that, a few times over the course of the month that I generally am trying to help them and, to find their house. And then at that time as well, I'm going to move them to a longer term drip plan. So that might include, some sort of mail out or, monthly newsletter program or whatever you kind of have set up in terms of a longer term drip action plan. So that's kind of where I would do for the first initial engagement. So from there, depends on what happens. So just the key thing is to stop this engagement as soon as you actually talk to them and switch them over to whatever plan that you normally would have set up in terms of keeping in contact with your clients. So that's the end of that presentation. That kind of concludes a quick idea of what to do for engagement for online internet leads.